Planning and designing a garden layout for maximum yield involves careful consideration of factors such as sunlight, spacing, plant selection, succession planting, and companion planting. Here's how to plan and design a garden layout for optimal productivity. Assess your site. Evaluate your garden site to determine factors such as sunlight exposure, soil type, drainage, and microclimates. Observe how sunlight moves across the garden throughout the day and identify areas with full sun, partial shade, and shade. Consider soil quality, pH, and fertility levels, as well as any existing structures, trees, or obstacles that may affect garden layout and plant growth. Define your goals. Clarify your gardening goals and objectives, such as maximizing food production, growing specific crops or varieties, extending the growing season, or creating a diverse and productive garden ecosystem. Consider factors such as your household's dietary preferences, space limitations, time commitment, and gardening experience when setting goals for your garden. Create a garden plan. Develop a detailed garden plan that outlines the layout, design, and features of your garden. Consider factors such as bed size, shape, orientation, and spacing between plants. Use graph paper or garden planning software to create a scale drawing of your garden layout, indicating the location of beds, paths, trellises, and other features. Allocate space for each crop based on its mature size, growth habits, and spacing requirements. Implement intensive planting. Maximize space and yield by practicing intensive planting techniques such as square-foot gardening, companion planting, and intercropping. Plant crops close together in raised beds or rows to optimize space and minimize wasted space between plants. Group crops with similar growing requirements together to maximize efficiency and productivity. Utilize succession planting. Plan for succession planting to ensure continuous harvests and maximize the use of garden space throughout the growing season. Plant crops in succession, staggering planting dates to fill in gaps as earlier crops are harvested. Incorporate fast-maturing and cool-season crops into your garden plan to extend the harvest and make the most of available growing conditions. Practice crop rotation. Rotate crops annually to prevent soil depletion, reduce pest and disease pressure, and improve overall garden health. Divide your garden into sections or beds and rotate crops within each area according to their family or plant type. Follow a crop rotation schedule that alternates between different plant families to maintain soil fertility and balance nutrient uptake. Incorporate vertical gardening. Make use of vertical space by incorporating trellises, arbors, and vertical structures into your garden design. Grow vining crops such as tomatoes, cucumbers, squash, and beans vertically to maximize space and increase yield per square foot. Train plants to climb trellises or supports, allowing them to grow upwards instead of sprawling on the ground. Use raised beds and containers. Consider using raised beds, containers, or grow bags to create productive garden spaces in areas with poor soil or limited space. Raised beds offer better drainage, soil aeration, and temperature control than traditional garden beds, while containers provide portability and flexibility for gardening on patios, balconies, or rooftops. Provide adequate support and protection. Provide support structures such as stakes, cages, and trellises for tall or vining crops to prevent them from sprawling on the ground and reduce the risk of damage from wind or heavy rain. Use row covers, netting, or fencing to protect crops from pests, wildlife, and extreme weather conditions. Consider companion planting. Take advantage of companion planting principles to enhance plant health, deter pests, and improve pollination in your garden. Plant compatible crops together to attract beneficial insects, repel pests, and improve overall garden productivity. Experiment with companion planting combinations such as planting herbs among vegetables, interplanting flowers with vegetables, or incorporating beneficial insect-attracting plants into your garden layout. By following these strategies and principles, you can plan and design a garden layout that maximizes yield, optimizes space, and promotes a productive and sustainable garden ecosystem. Adjust your garden plan as needed based on observations, feedback, and evolving gardening goals to achieve success and abundance in your garden.